Welcome to Busy Living Sober, Busy Living Sober, Busy Living Sober. It's episode 165. 265. Almost 165, 265. And my topic today is enthusiasm. Woo! And you might be like, enthusiasm, sobriety, enthusiasm. How does that go in tandem? Getting sober sucks. I don't want to get sober. I don't want to do this. I don't want to put down a drink. I don't want to deal with life. Life's too freaking hard. Enthusiastic lady, you're nuts. I remember when I was getting sober and I would be so excited in the very beginning. I was so excited. I'm still excited about life. But as you know, if you follow me, but the exciting thing that I always felt like is I would go to a meeting and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so excited today because I woke up and I knew where my car was. Isn't that crazy? Oh my God, it's such a great day. And I had enthusiasm for years. I've probably had enthusiasm for a decade and a half so far. Enthusiasm comes from, I think, the ability to be willing. We have to be willing to want to change, and change is freaking hard. It's hard. And we get sober and we're like, this is hard. I've been living my life this way, and now you want me to live it this way. And we mourn in the beginning. I think we mourn who we were, what we could have been, what we should have been. We beat ourselves up in a big way, thinking, oh my God, I could have done this. I should have done this, but drinking got in the way. And then you have these regrets from yesterday and this remorse for yesterday, but you can't go back to yesterday. So you're stuck in today. And then you're all worried about what tomorrow can be. What's going to happen tomorrow? Oh my God, if this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And I have to do this for the rest of my life. I remember in the very beginning, I'd be like, oh my God, how am I going to go to my daughter's wedding and not drink? I was always worried about that. I was always worried about what was going to happen. What's going to happen? What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen when I get to this party, to this place that's in the near future or distant future or decades away? What's going to happen then? And I realized after time that why am I wasting all this time going to what's going to happen next week or what's going to happen 2 weeks from now? Nothing is going to happen. I can't worry about it. I can't worry about it. I have to be in today. I just have to be in today. I didn't come on last week, and I'm sorry I didn't, but every time I leave one of my children somewhere in the universe, and it's always in the United States. So last week I left my son in Omaha, Nebraska. He just started a new job. He's in the Midwest and he started this new thing and it's brand new. And, I got to drive 21 hours across America with him. What a gift. What a gift. I never would have ever wanted to do something like that. And if I were drinking, I don't even know if he'd want me to do it with him. I don't know if I'd have the relationship I have with him if I've been drinking. And we never think about that. We never think, like, if I change, will anything benefit from my change? Like the people around me, because I'm selfish, self-centered to the core. That's what we are as alcoholics, right? We think about ourselves first. So me thinking about myself first, would never have thought about my kids. So I'm like, what is my life going to be now that I've quit drinking? And the rewards that one receives, that I've received since quitting drinking, have been innumerable, like unbelievable. But some of them are hard. Feelings are hard. Okay. Feelings aren't facts. We change all the time. But in the moment, my feelings can be overwhelmingly like choke to the choking part, right? Like I can feel like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so fearful. I'm so sad and I'm so happy in the same time. Like we have these feelings now that we hadn't had before. And for me, last week, I was feeling so excited for my son. I was like, this is amazing. He's doing what he's wanted to do his whole life. I'm so proud of him. He's taking a step. He's leaving his comfort zone. He's moving somewhere where he knows no one. All of his family and friends are on the East Coast, and he's now in the middle of the country all by himself, has nothing. And he's excited. And then a part of me was like, oh my God, he's not on the East Coast. He can't jump on a plane and see me one plane flight. He has to jump on numerous planes to get to see me. He is, to see him, like it takes time. And he's gone. And this is my baby and he's 25. And what if, then my brain goes, what if he falls in love with somebody and gets married and he lives in Omaha, Nebraska? And he's like, and I'm going to be a grandma. Am I going to have to move to Omaha, Nebraska and be a grandmother? I mean, that's where our heads go, right? I'm like, and it was overwhelming. I felt sad. I felt a little angry because the sadness, my fear comes out sideways as anger. So I can be a total bitch to my husband. Like, and he's like, what's wrong? Nothing. Well, what inside is that I'm feeling so sad that I just left because our kids, at least for me, are a part of me, right? They're a part of you. You've spent all this time raising them and then they go and they flourish and you're like, oh, bye. All right, I'm still here in my life and you've gone to do this whole new thing. And now I'm like living vicariously through him. I'm like, look at what he's doing. This is so amazing. And, but I didn't even feel like doing a podcast. And then I was, I'm feeling like a lot of us are in this country, we need to come together. And I'm like, where do people come together that are so different and have polar opposite ideas, but they come together and they unify? AA, it's crazy. But that is one place that people come to that it doesn't matter who you voted for, how much money you have in your pocket, what job you have. None of it matters. And people unify and come together. It's really interesting. I just thought about that right now, because right now we have so much, I feel like from the top, we're getting just different. It's just not good. I just feel like we're getting these mixed messages of not being willing. There's not willingness to love and to listen and hear what people's concerns are and then what some other people's concerns are. I just think we need to love each other. And it's not like that anymore. Love is the answer always, right? It's not threatening and fear. Like, you don't do this, this is going to happen. You don't do that, that's going to happen. If you don't have this, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's just like it's become something totally different than we've ever had. And it's sad. It's so sad. And I want us to come together and unify. I'm all about love. I'm all about whatever you want to believe, you believe. I respect you for your beliefs, but respect mine for my beliefs. And I think we need to love each other. Like the reality is that I've got this disease that tells me I'm a worthless piece of shit, right? And tells me that I'm not good enough. But the reality is I am good enough. And I have to fall in love with myself. And I have to fall in love with my past and be okay with, I don't know what my future is. And, I believe that God has a plan for us, right? I believe that. I was raised Catholic. I've been to a Catholic church. I don't even know the last time I went to a Catholic church. And haven't been inside a church in years now, but I believe that God is out there and has a plan for us. And he's the almighty coach, our life coach, our planner, everything else. I think if we are willingness, if you show willingness in your life, and you're gonna be like, well, what is willingness? And willingness is like, I'm willing to just try to live in today. I'm willing to try and not drink today. I'm willing not to drink today. I'm willing to put all of my effort into not drinking today. Now I want to have a happy day, but I'm willing not to drink today. Now you can't do this willingness of not drinking one day at a time until you talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor first. If you drink a lot, you need to have medical people help you. I'm just sorry. You need to call your doctor, have an honest conversation, say, this is how much I drink. How can you help me? And get them to help you prior to doing any of this. You can't do any of this by yourself without talking to a doctor, because bad things can happen if you quit drinking by yourself without any help. You need to talk to a doctor first. But your willingness to say, all right, I've made this decision and I'm going to embrace this and I'm going to do it one day at a time. One day at a time. I'm just going to do it. And when we do this, life begins to change. Now, I don't mean that you're going to win the lottery, that somebody's going to come to your door and not going to give you $1 million. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be that you're going to learn to live life and let go, right? You're going to let go of that need to know all the time. You're going to have this ability to go, wow, look at outside. It's changed. Leaves are starting to change colors in the northern part of the United States. It's starting to get a little bit cooler. The change in the air can be like the change in you. You can change a little bit. It takes a couple months for the leaves to start, they start to change. I think in like August, they start to get a little, it gets really hot. And then that cold blast comes and it starts to get cold and then it changes. The colors change all the time. I'm actually in Maine right now and the colors are starting to change and it's beautiful. When I was drinking, I never, ever, ever took the time to really notice anything that was going on outside because I was so obsessed with what was going on inside me. What did I do? Who did I offend? I'm an asshole. See, I did it again. I'm an asshole. I'm the loser. I carried around all this stuff that I was inadequate inside of me. And I made myself less than. I made myself not be a part of. It was a really, it was hard. I remember thinking, I don't like myself. I don't like myself. And I want to like myself today. I want to be in this place that I'm living life to life's fullest and I'm growing and I'm changing all the time. And change is uncomfortable, but I can't imagine not changing. Like if I continue to be the same thing, it would be boring. I think a lot of us in the universe like we like how we are, and then we judge people that are different than us. But you know what? If we were all the same, we'd look like the Handmaid's Tale, or we'd look like some crazy group that everybody looked the same, wore the same outfits, and we're all supposed to be a little different, and we're all supposed to look at things differently. Like somebody might look at a tree and say, "Oh, I don't really like that yellow color that tree is changing," and the other person might walk up and go, "God, isn't that golden color amazingly beautiful?" That's where we're all humans. We get an opportunity, like that bird. Is that annoying to somebody? Sure. To me, it's like, oh, I wonder what he's talking about. We get to do these things and respect everybody else and respect what others people's views are because it helps us kind of change. It gives us the ability to love somebody else, even though they're different. It's like you can be different, but we need to love each other for our different differences and say, it's okay if you want to do this. And if you don't want to do this, it's okay. It's okay. All I need to do is take care of me, which is the fear. So we have all this fear, 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 fear of what's going to happen and what didn't happen and what we could have had and what we should have had and what we could have been and what we weren't been and da, 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 da. And the reality is we are who we are. And how do we embrace who we are? By taking this time to like breathe. There's two more things I want to talk about really quickly. One is I have been thinking about changing my podcast to Bizzy Living Life instead of Busy Living Sober. Now, does anybody have any thoughts about this? And nobody ever writes to me when I ask these questions. So sometimes I'm like, does anybody even listen to me? But anyway, Busy Living Life would be, I could have people on that aren't necessarily alcoholics. I could still have alcoholics on, but it would be about how people have gotten busy living their lives and how they can inspire us to get busy living our lives rather than worrying about what our neighbor's doing, right? Why not take this time to get busy living our lives, find out what makes us tick and makes us happy by listening to others and be like, oh, I can take that and I can take this. I have been thinking about it and I'm going to launch it. I mean, unless I get a bunch of people that write to me to say, Busy, I don't want you to change it from Busy Living Sober to Busy Living Life. But so far, I've had probably a lot more. When I talk to people, they're like, I love it, love it, love it, love it, Busy Living Life. I'd still continue to have me and I'd still be on me once a week. And then I would probably add a guest another day. So I'd be on twice a week again. And that's what I want to do. It's what I want to do. I want to get out there talking to all different sorts of people that have done things in our lives to inspire us to do things in our lives. Because my identity isn't Elizabeth. That's just, my identity is not sober. I mean, it was for a long time. And I think it gave me the ability to get to where I am today. Everybody knowing that I'm sober. But today, that's just a part of me, right? And it always has just been a part of me. I was the one that wanted to make it this front and upfront thing because I wanted to feel okay with being me by telling you first, I'm sober. So you didn't have to not like me. You could like me from the beginning, even though I'm sober. That was about me. But now I'm like, you know what? I'm okay. I am sober. All right. I'm sober. I'm a mom. I am a wife. I am a dog lover. I'm a water lover. I'm a boat lover. I'm a painter. I'm a needle pointer. I'm a photographer. I'm all these different things. And I don't fit in a box. And that's the crazy thing. I don't think any of us do. And I think embracing that will give us all this courage to go forward in our lives and just get happier and happier and happier and have enthusiasm for our lives. If we try something new, if we do something that changes us a little bit, it inspires us, it makes us happy, it gives us enthusiasm. Because I think when we're sitting there and just thinking about what we could have been, what we should have been, what I wish I was, but I wasn't, it's just exhausting. Nobody wants to keep spending our lives being exhausted in what we hated about ourselves yesterday. We're in today. It's today. It's Tuesday. It's September 28th, 2021. Having enthusiasm for life. God didn't put us here just to feel sorry for ourselves or to have a pity party. God put us here so that we could embrace life and see all the beauty that's out there. And if we're sober, especially if we have a drinking problem, it gives us that ability to just go for it even more. We don't have the hangover. We don't get into trouble like we did when we were drinking because we still get into trouble. I still get into trouble. My mouth gets me in trouble all the time, but I don't get in trouble where I really am ashamed of myself. I haven't done that in over 15 years. And that's something I'm grateful for every day. I don't want to ever have that remorse that I did something that could have harmed somebody else. I don't want to do that ever again. I don't want to harm anybody. I want to love everybody. I want everybody to love everybody else. I don't want to hear what if you don't like this person or you don't like that person. Nobody likes everybody. Not everybody likes me. And that's okay. So Bizzy Living Life. What do you think? Do you like it or you don't like it? Write to me at Bizzy, Bizzy at BizzyLivingSober.com or Elizabeth at ElizabethChance.com. And my second thing I wanted to talk about. Do you ever have problems sleeping? Because I do. I feel like I'm on an ad for one of my podcasts. Do you have problems sleeping? You should take this. No. Do you have problems sleeping? And do you have problems wishing that you hadn't said something? Or replaying what had happened the night before or the day before. And you're like, I wish I could go backwards. And so in the middle of the night, you sit here and you think these things like, what could I have done differently? What could I have said differently? Did this person take this personally or did they take it this way? What do you think they think of this? I mean, like literally, like the insanity of that. I haven't had it that bad recently in a long time, actually, but I do have feelings. Sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and be like, are my kids okay? Are my kids here? Are my kids there? What's going on with them? And I could become overwhelmed by it sometimes. And I'm up in the middle of the night and I'm tossing and turning. I don't know, going through that change of life also. Don't sleep that well, but breathing. Last night I did it. I was like, I woke up and instead of going to, okay, what am I worried about in the future or what am I worried about in the past? I breathed in this moment. So I went and I was like, God in, fear out. God in, fear out. God in, fear out. I loved that. It totally helped me sleep last night. So that's a little tidbit I have for you today. Like if you're having a problem sleeping, breathe. Breathe in a mantra, whatever that is you're thinking about. If it's like breathe in courage, breathe out fear, breathe in peace, breathe out hate, like all those things. Breathe in compassion, breathe out judgment. Because we judge other people because they're different, but we're all just trying to do the best we can here. I think that pinning each other against each other, and already I can tell you traveling the past 2 weeks, the masks, To mass change people, you can't see expressions. You can't see somebody smiling. You can't see tenderness. You can't see grace sometimes. It's kind of weird. It's like changed the whole thing. It's just like when people are like this. Oh, did you pull your mask down to drink your drink? Oh, you better put it back up right. It's just kind of weird. It's weird. I want happiness and enthusiasm in the world. I want people to be happy, even though there's insanity going around us. Because if we get happy one by one, things will change again. It has to start with us, right? We have to be the ones that are going to change the enthusiasm. We have to be the people that are going to go like, all right, there's no more fighting. If you want to do what you want to do it, boo boo. If you want to do that, do it, boo boo. I got to be okay with me. So taking care of you. And if somebody isn't doing it the same way you do, guess what? They're okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's totally okay. You can do you. I can do me. And we're okay. If I take care of myself, that's all that matters. Because all we really think about is ourselves. But when we go and we judge everybody else, it makes us less than. It's not light. I really want to talk about this one last thing. Enthusiasm comes from having light. Okay. Having light, not darkness. Darkness is overwhelming. That's the self-doubt. That's dark. Hating ourselves is dark. Thinking that we can change the past is dark. Wishing things to go away is dark. We want to have light. How blessed am I that I haven't picked up a drink today? Wow. I picked up a drink every other day and I didn't pick up a drink today. That's amazing. Oh my God. Give me light. Okay. I see beautiful things I'd never seen before. Give me light. I have adventures in front of me today, even if the adventure is going to the grocery store. What if it is just going to the grocery store today? You get to go to the grocery store. You get to go figure out what you're going to feed your friends, family, kids, whatever it is. You get to do that today. Wow. I get to go to work today and do this job and I get to get a paycheck. Aren't I lucky? I get to do this today. I get to drive my car today. I get to take the bus today. I get to take an Uber today. I get to do this today. I get to make a choice today. My choice when I was drinking was no choice. It was like, give me another one, give me another one, give me another one, give me another one. I couldn't get out of it. It was that phenomenon of craving. So the fact that I don't have that, I get to make choices today. That is what today is about. Make a good choice today. Do something for you today, even if it is stopping and smelling the roses, if it's taking a bubble bath, if it's going for a little teeny walk in your neighborhood, just doing something for you today is so important to take care of us, to love ourselves, which helps us give us light and enthusiasm so we can love the world and not be like, oh my gosh, this person isn't good because they're not doing that. If that person wants to be dark, let them be dark. Say, have a fabulous day and walk away. You don't have to get involved. You can say, have the best day and pray for them when you walk away. Just say a little prayer. God, please watch over that person. Life is amazing if we take the time to stop and smell the roses and realize that it isn't so bad. Listen to those birds. They're so happy. We're so lucky. We're so blessed, especially if we've been bound by alcohol and we don't have to drink anymore. That's just an amazing gift. And if you're out there and you have an opinion on busy living life versus busy living sober, please write to me. I'd be so excited to hear from you. And until next week, keep getting busy, living sober. Bye-bye.